Hello and welcome back to Kitty Talks Dogs. Today's video is all about fast grooming with less scissoring work, and I will also use all different attachment combs to show you the difference. For the people who are new on this channel, welcome. My name is Kitty the Gearskeeter. I live in Belgium. I have been grooming since 1980. I love grooming. It's the most beautiful job in the world. I don't groom daily, but today I'm grooming Theo and I'm very happy. And I just want to say the things I tell you as my way, it works for me, and I hope it will help you to groom better and faster as well. I'm so happy Theo is with us again today. He's a wonderful dog with a beautiful temperament, and I will enjoy this video very much. I hope you will too. Please remember this video is divided in different chapters. If you would like to see a certain chapter like washing or scissoring or even shaving the feet, you can just push more and a menu will open, and there you will be able to choose the chapter of your interest. Today we have with us Theo. Theo is a Standard Poodle with a fantastic temperament. Theo is born in 2016 and Theo has a very special hobby. Theo loves to catch butterflies in the garden. Theo has not been groomed a while, and the aim of today's video is making Theo quite short, so that's low maintenance. A poodle coat is very versatile. You see, if you don't scissor a poodle coat, you can grow it, but his face has been shaved all the time. If you wouldn't shave the face, it would be like a big labradoodle, and many people keep poodles like a labradoodle, like a giant teddy bear, but in Theo's case, it's not like this time. You see, Theo is maybe very long, but Theo's coat is highly brushed every day or every 2 days, and Theo's skin is like very clean and very blue. That means that he is regularly bathed. Here you can see how loose the coat is, and Theo has no mats. You can just see the skin by opening the coat, and you can even like comb through the coat without the comb being totally stuck in the coat. Although Theo's coat is not matted at all, if I would try to use attachment combs before the bath, I would lose a lot of time, and the attachment combs would very difficult go through the coat. So we've decided to wash and to dry out Theo before we start with the attachment combs. Here you see the products I'm going to use. I will first use the finger condoms. I like the finger condoms very much because I like to pluck most of the ears with my fingers and then take the safety forceps. And I'm going to use the finger condoms will give me a lot of grip, but together with the ear powder I will have even more grip. So the ear powder, I'm just gonna let it like a bit everywhere. And now I'm just gonna dab it a bit. And this is gonna give me grip. So now I'm gonna go slowly, bit by bit. Like now I'm gonna hold the ear there and gently take out the hair. And here sometimes you see the hair from coming very far down. Also here the hair from the outside of the ear. Look what here comes out of the ears, it's quite a lot. I like plucking the ears out because to me it gives air to the ears and oxygen. And I know some people don't pluck out the ears, but for me I always plucked out the ears because I believe that then the oxygen can go into the ears and it's airy, and for me it prevents the ears from like this. Look here, this is like in there and it's like not being able to come out because the hair was stopping the dirt from coming out. And I believe by plucking the ears that you will get rid of the dirt and it's open up and it's like easier for me or safer. And this ear forceps I like for two reasons. It's like a very big head and it's very rounded and it will stop me nipping the skin. And second of all, it doesn't have a stop. So sometimes you like have to twist it to open it, and in this safety one it doesn't have that. So here with my two fingers I'm like opening up the ear, and I can then take all the long hairs which are still inside, like here, and just pluck them out. This is what came out of Theo's ears. Now that all the dirty hair has disappeared out of the ears, it's much easier to make them squeaky clean. Now I'm just going to use the ear care solution. This will dissolve all the rest of the wax. And I'm just going to squeeze it in there, and you will see the ear totally fill up with the product. As you can see here now, the ear is totally filled up. And now the active ingredients in the ear care solution will dissolve all the wax and the dirt. So I'm now like lightly massaging the ear and waiting like for 30 seconds. In the meantime, I'm going to do the other side. Voila. As you can see, I totally also filled up the ear canal, and now gently massaging and letting the active ingredients dissolve all the dirt and the wax. I'm just holding my hands on Theo now, because if I will let go he will shake, and we don't really want Theo to shake at this moment. Now I'm just gonna wet the big ear cubes with the solution. And just go in the ears gently. And all the wax has now dissolved, and I can gently like turn the big ear cubes and clean the dog's ear. Here you don't have to be afraid of going too deep, because the ear canal of a dog is like going down and back up. And here I'm showing you a small picture to show you an illustration of the ear canal. I like to wet it because then it's like gives me the feeling that it's softer on the skin, and it's gonna absorb better the waxes which are like in the little corners, and then I can like turn and like make sure it's all clean and squeaky and it smells nice. And now to finish the ears, I'm going to use the ear wipes for the ear flap. So as you can see here, it's quite dirty. Here you go. Here you can see what came out, and then the ear is going to be nice and pink and clean and smells very fresh. I can even go inside a bit if necessary still. And this is a finished ear. Here you see the products I'm going to use for cutting Theo's nail. I'm going to use the big nail clipper and the stop bleed for if I have an accident, and the tissue. I always have the minimum of 3 products, that's 1, 2, 3, and advisable is to use also the nail grinder to round off the nails so they are not sharp. The nail fix is ideal for accidentally cutting too far. This will stop the bleeding immediately. As you can see, the nails are really not very long, so I'm just going to clip the points off and then do some grinding. Here it's a bit difficult because the nails are a black color, so the trick in not going too far is actually, if you see from the side, you see the flat area, and actually if you follow the flat area, you will not cut too far. So as you can see, these nails don't really need cutting very much. I'm just gonna grind them off a bit round. And this little tool I like very much because this is gonna prevent sharp nails and sharp edges, and you can like very nicely round off the nails. I don't like the cap very much. The cap is special for not having like the long hair twist around, but I'm going to be very careful, so I'm just going to use it without the cap. And I'm going to be careful that the long hair doesn't go in the grinder. I really like to hold my thumb on my thumb, holding the nail, and then like a pivot going around the nail. Like I'm first going to push a bit the nail, and then I'm going to hold my thumb, and then I can just do this kind of movement around the nail. And now you can see the dog have a very nice round nail. Today I will use both the Laguna and the Experto. They are both very good clippers. The Experto I know very well, but now today I would like to use the Laguna very much because this is a new clipper. So let's test. I'm gonna put the level all to the front, and this will now shave at its shortest. It comes with a fine blade, and the fine blade is ideal for clipping poodle's feet. And if I clip poodle feet, I like to start at the pad and go at the back of the pad and then take a line from there to there. Now the owners have shaved like 2 fingers too far, but I'm not going to follow the line that Theo has because that's really a bit too much. So I'm just going to keep the line we normally would use. Once you have the back line, this line here, then you can just hold the feet and find the line on the other side, and then take the line towards the front. So once you have that line, then you can like push down on the nail a bit with the clipper. Voilà. And do the whole outside first. And once you've done all the outside, then you can just with your thumb and your finger on the bottom like open up the toe and gently go between the toe. As you can see, the Laguna is going in very, very tight and short, and there's a very good result. I'm going in and stopping, and then I'm going in again. What I'm never going to do is like this, like going like this, because every time you do that it's an uncomfortable feeling. So we go in and we stop we go back, we go in, stop and go back. We had the Laguna blade made extra fine with extra fine teeth, especially so the extra small blades don't hurt the little skins between and the feet of the dogs. So here in between you have the little skin here, and it's the Laguna is, the teeth are so fine you won't easily hurt the skin in between the dog's feet. So now I'm just gonna take the dog's fingers, the two outside, and I'm gonna put my finger in between, and this will open up the pads, and it's gonna be very easy to scoop out all the hairs in between the pads in the back. Like even I can do this to stretch them a bit and easily, gently go in with the clipper and take all the hairs out. Once the inside in the pads is finished, I'm just gonna continue and do like one nail at the time. Now I'm doing this, and because it's so nicely short, it's easy to take the little hairs here at the nails and behind the nails. Because of the special way the clipper blade is made, with a combination of the metal, ceramic, and on top of the ceramic there has a small layer of titanium, the blade will never get warm and it will stay very comfortable for the dog because it will stay at a normal temperature. So his left feet are done with the Laguna clipper. And now I'm using the Experto clipper. I'm gonna put the level on size 40. That means that I'm going to clip the hair at its shortest. It's also the fine blade. And as you can see here, also the way the clipper blade is made, also here the teeth are very narrow to prevent from hurting the dog's skin. I'm first going on the outside. I think the Experto is feeling just a little bit heavier, not too heavy. The noise is the same because actually the two clippers have the same motor. I think the Laguna is shaving a little shorter. Here you see the start of the pad. I'm also not lifting the feet very high to make it uncomfortable for Theo. Here now I can just follow the line all the way around. And here as well I have my starting point there. So now I can just go until the line is here and just follow that line all the way to the front. Once that's done, I'm just gonna also push the two front nails and then shave all the hair on top of them. Both clippers do very well. If you like the shorter version, I would go for the Laguna. Today I'm gonna do Theo's face with the Laguna clipper, and since this is the fine blade, I'm just gonna take it off and take the medium blade. It's very easy. Here it's a lip, and here you can just push the lip in and push it down, and now this is like a size 10. As you can see, also the teeth are a little wider, and this will make it easy to go in very thick hair. And I can still go short, medium, and a bit longer. So if the level is all the way forward, it's the shortest. And I'm also going to use the turbo button because this is a giant poodle and a Standard Poodle has a lot of coat and has thick coat, and that's why I'm going to use the clipper in the turbo position. So I'm like going to make a line here, and everything which is in the front I'm going to clip against the grain or against the hair growth. So everything from the throat I'm gonna clip towards the nose against the direction of the coat growth. Here you see a drawing of the poodle head, and the red line indicates where you have to go against or with the direction of the coat growth. So everything in front of the red line you shave against the coat growth, and from that line, which is just the throat, you go with the direction of the coat growth, just like the arrows are indicating. And now I'm going to lift up his lip, and with my thumb push down so the skin is stretched, and gently go here, quite nice and clean, and here as well. And now I'm going to push down his muzzle so he can't put his tongue out on me, and I can't accidentally get his tongue. What's also nice about a clipper like this, you can just hold it with the tip of your fingers, and because you're doing this and because the clipper is very light in your hands, it's a very nice clipper to use. And then here, this hair, now we have changed from going against direction, I'm now going with direction, and as you can see, I'm like continuing, also having some long hair, because here I don't want a stop, I want a nice natural line, and I don't really want to see a breaking line here, so I'm just like flying over the long hairs with my clipper. And here you see a drawing of where the Adam's apple is. And here it's very important you don't follow the natural lines of the dog, but you stop clipping before it goes in, so you can feel with your hand where it is, and just where the Adam's apple start, don't follow the line of the dog anymore, but just lift the clipper and just go sliding over it so you don't see where it goes in. And now I'm just gonna go to the longest position and do the tummy. This part I like clean and short. So here his willy is like very dirty and you see goo, and I like to use a wet wipe before I shave because I don't really want this goo between my clipper blades because it's sticky and dirty. So I'm just gonna clean the willy a bit before I start shaving. Voila. Today I'm using the Super Clean 40 shampoo. It's one of my favorite shampoos. As you can see, it's solid. It's a very nice shampoo to use. I use 1 tablespoon in water, and when you use warm water, the shampoo will dissolve very fast. It's about 1 liter of water and 1 tablespoon of product. And as you can see, the product is like dissolving very fast. So I normally make the shampoo ready and then let it rest while we wet the dog. The Super Clean shampoo is a very concentrated shampoo. It's very active, it's very good for very dirty hair and for very smelly dogs, and it's a very good deep cleaning shampoo. As you can see, after like 30 seconds, everything is nearly dissolved. This shampoo is ideal to use with a loofah, and a loofah is so good because a loofah is like a net, so it's like a plastic net with a lot of holes in it, and it's like layered, and we use the loofah to apply the shampoo, not for washing with. We just put it in there, and then because it's holding a lot of shampoo, the loofah is ideal for applying the shampoo to the dog. The first shampoo we will use the Super Clean 40, because the Super Clean 40 is a very concentrated but a very well deep cleaning shampoo. It's ideal for poodles for the volume and texture, and the Super Clean shampoo will give you this crispy texture that poodle coat needs to stand up and to scissor correctly. The first thing you see is a lot of foam. This is why we use the loofah and also why we use the Super Clean, because the Super Clean has an amazing lather. As soon as you start washing, you will have a lot of lather, and it feels very slippy and it washes very good. So here as well, you see we are not using the loofah for washing, but we are only using the loofah for applying the shampoo to the coat. It's very important to rub firmly and just to go massaging, and so you have everywhere, when you wash by hands, you have a firm grip and you wash properly and you don't miss out any points. Here you see Kitty washing the head, and what we usually do, we wash the full dog on both sides, and then we at last wash the head. And the first thing we rinse is again the head, and this is just to not promote having any shampoo in on around the eyes accidentally, or we don't want anything to happen. So for safety, we always work like this. We are making the shampoo with concentrated shampoo, Rise&Shine 1 to 35. It means that we have to leave the line here approximately between 32 and 40. So this is the water line, and now we can just fill up the bottle with the shampoo. And we have to fill up the bottle until the fill line. And now we just shake. We have chosen the Rise&Shine shampoo because today we need volume. Theo has a curly coat that needs to stand up, so Rise&Shine specially for volume coats. And here you see the second wash. The second wash will be the Rise&Shine shampoo. And the Rise&Shine shampoo from ShowTech Plus is in the purple line. That's why also the shampoo is purple color, and all the products from the ShowTech Plus with a purple color is for volume and texture. So here you see Kitty applying the shampoo with the mixing bottle. And Theo is such a good dog. He is just letting us do anything. He is just very used to being groomed and being in the bath, and it's actually a wonderful dog to work on. I've been grooming since 1980, so this year I have more than 40 years experience in grooming, and if I can say one thing, the most important for grooming poodles is your prep work, your washing, using the correct products, and the way you wash is the most important for your whole groom. And if you don't do this correctly, you will never be able to scissor your dog correctly. So just to tell you how important it is to do the washing at the right way with the right product. And here you see Kitty preparing the conditioner. She has now 1 liter of water and 3 tablespoons of Rise&Shine conditioner. This conditioner is ultra concentrated. Theo's coat is not like damaged. It's in a very good condition. It's maintained very well, washed regularly, and it's like not necessary to put the conditioner full concentrate. If you have a damaged coat or a long coat, or you can use the conditioner at full concentrate on the coat without a problem. Leave it on for 10 minutes to nurture and to have all the coat and the skin suck up all the nutrients and the oils from the conditioner, and then rinse. But for like in the salon, when you have poodles and they have a good coat, you can use the conditioner like with 3 tablespoons on a liter of water, and just put on the conditioner. Also wait 5 or 10 minutes and then rinse, and also you will have a very good result, and your drying will go quicker and easier because the coat will be nice and fluffy, and it will, with the brush you will slide through the coat with the brush. And here you see Kitty drying with the K9 Power Blaster. This is one of the most powerful dryers with like 2 motors, and the water will just fly out of the coat. It's very important, this part. If you are a professional groomer, I would never look at any price when you are buying a dryer. I would just find the dryer with the most air volume you can find and then buy this one. And the only difference is time. If you have a dryer like this, you will go very fast. The water will just fly out because there's a lot of air volume in these motors. And a dryer with a bit less air volume than the Power Blaster from K9 will just have less water at once going out, and it will take a bit longer. When all the water is disappeared, you see Kitty using the Yento Mega Pin Slicker in large together with the dryer, the Zeppelin. And we choose the Zeppelin because the Zeppelin is, first of all, very versatile. You can use the Zeppelin as a water blaster and as a stand dryer, and it has a very good muzzle where you can direct the air where you would like. It's a small dryer, but it's a very good dryer. So here you see all the attachment combs, and maybe sometimes it's very difficult to choose, and also it's very difficult to remember which blade or which attachment comb did I use. That's why we made them in different colors. Now you can just choose your color, and the colors are much more fun to remember. For example, this one is the 10mm, it's the blue one. And then from 10 millimeters, 13, 16, 19. As you can see, the 19 millimeter is a bit thicker. And then we are going to the 22 millimeter, 25, 32, and 38. The 38 is the longest, and as you can see, here he's very thick, and here is where the blade and actually the thickness between my 2 fingers now is the length that is going to stay. And today this is what I'm going to use on Theo's head and Theo's legs. So I will use the Heiniger with the normal attachment combs. Don't forget, if you use universal combs or attachment combs, you always need to have a 30, and I will show you why. A 30 blade is very close to the end, the 2 moving blades. I don't know if you can see them move. if this gets in touch with hair, it will cut. I will show you something. If you just do this, you will be able to model the dog actually without using the attachment comb. If you would do the same thing with another kind of blade, if you would use a longer blade, in this case it's a 7F, and try to do the same thing, I will first show you here. The second blade, which actually rotates, goes from left and right, is backwards. So when you see it moving, actually the hair has to go into the blades before it can cut. And if you do this, you will see, look, it will be more difficult to cut. You won't have the same, eventually you won't have the same result. So I will show you again how easy it is with the 30 blade. If I would use the 30 blade, I can just simply touch it and it's gonna go like very easy to cut off, and you will also have a very nice result. So with the narrow blade, I simply have to do more movements and I'm gonna go less fast. With the wider blade, I have to do a few times up and down and I'm going to have a bigger surface in a smaller amount of time. But let me show you. So I'm using a 30 blade with the yellow attachment comb from ShowTech. This attachment comb is 16 millimeters. And I'm going to do this part to show you how fast this will clip and how many strokes I have to do to clip this part. Okay, so now I'm going to set my timer and go. So it's going quite fast. And the finish is quite nice. And it's in 39 seconds. So now I'm just going to go and do the other side. So now I'm using the yellow wide attachment comb with a 30 wide ShowTech blade. And with the Motus clipper. And I'm also going to take first the line and do this part. And the first thing I'm going to do is set my timer. Are we ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So here, every time I'm shaving, I have much more hair. And it definitely feels as I'm going faster. And here you see the result. As I said before, it's not finished, but here you see every time you make a stroke, you have a wider stroke and you definitely see 25 seconds, so it is much faster. I was excited about that and I'm quite happy about it. Okay, it's the same length, it's just the fact that this is wider. So now I can just continue or show some other attachment combs which I really want to do. So here you see 4 clippers. Are there clippers? Well, these are definitely clippers, but these are more trimmers. This is the ShowTech Experto. It comes with 2 blades, a fine one and a medium one. And today I'm using the fine one and I'm putting the wall attachment combs on just to test. Then we have the Laguna. The Laguna is a set and it comes with 1 blade and actually 2 plastic attachment combs, which I also want to test. For the Laguna, you can buy multiple blades from very short to very long. This is a 12 millimeter blade. Let's test the attachment combs first from the Experto with the wall attachment combs. So the Experto is not really made for using with these attachment combs, and I think you won't have like the result. It's like not so fluent and the hair gets stuck. Actually here and here the hair gets stuck sometimes, so we would definitely not advise using an Experto with the wall attachment combs. The Laguna comes with its two attachment combs. These ones are very short, and this one says like a narrow pointing 12 millimeter and 9 millimeter. Actually, there's like a little clip here and there's a little hole here, and the only thing you need to do is like this and clip it on the machine. Now this is the 12 millimeter side, which is still a bit short, and maybe we can use it on Theo's chest, because the chest can also be short, it's not a problem. So now I'm just gonna make sure the clipper or the trimmer is switched on with the level all the way to the top to make it as short as possible. And I'm also gonna put on its turbo. If I put on the turbo, it means the clipper is gonna run at its most fastest motor. It's not as fluent as with the professional big clippers, but it works. You have to do more strokes, but it is possible to use this on a 12 millimeter, and you can still have some hair. So this is, I would say, very good for home use, but not to use in a professional grooming shop. Why not? Well, as you can see, I'm like going slowly and it's not so fluent, but it works. So when you have some time to do multiple strokes, it's totally possible to use this clipper for your home grooming. So here you see the results after clipping with the Laguna and with the 12 millimeter attachment comb that comes with the clipper. Today we are working with the 16 millimeter on Theo's back, and so it's very easy. Just put it with the two lips behind the blade and push it up or pull it up over the blade, and now it's very nicely fixed. Here you see how easy it is, and each time I have a stroke, it's a very big wide stroke. And if you think the dog has too much hair, the clipper even has a turbo, like where you can make it go faster, even to go easier in the hair. Here I'm not having a stop, it means I'm not doing that and like having lines. I'm still continuing on the legs, but I'm not pushing where I don't want the hair to go off. So here I'm going to have a flat area. I'm going quite deep here because Theo needs to be like commercially done. I am taking these privates and putting them as much as possible in my hands to protect them from the clipper blades. And here I'm just going to go like in smooth strokes. And as you can see here, I'm against the skin, and then suddenly I'm like flying and just going downwards, but not really pushing the blades against the skin. I'm like between the air and the skin, to make it already in a nice line. Remember, we don't want to clip very much or scissor very much. We just want to have a commercial clip-on Theo using the attachment combs and showing everybody what you can do with the attachment combs. Here you can see I'm struggling. Here I can't go through the coat because there's a small mat there, and actually the mat is struggling to go in the combs, which is very normal. So first, always make sure it's everywhere nicely dematted. Wow. And here as well, I'm just going to go over the tummy. And here I feel another mat. And here you don't have to be afraid of going against the direction. I have to say here, I'm not really like going this way. I wouldn't like go that way because here I might lift the hair and have lines. So here I'm like following the direction and I'm like going diagonally down. Diagonally. So let's do the other side now. Actually with the attachment combs, you can't really go wrong. You can model and actually you can have the coat in all different lengths and different sizes. You can style the dogs as you want. Like pushing with the blade to the skin, and then suddenly I'm gonna let go and go carry on without going deep. And this is gonna create a natural line at the back. So here I'm gonna keep pushing because all the back hair needs to go. Here I'm really pushing down multiple times, and there I really want to go in, and that's actually where he's folding naturally his leg. So that will create a natural angulation. Here you see another drawing, and in particular we're gonna have a closer look at the angulation at the back. So here I've drawn some arrows. Now the arrows are in the same lines of the dog, and this is to show you the angulation. Let's look a bit deeper to the anatomics. Here you see a drawing of the dog under the coat, and immediately you see between the orange and the green, you see that there's a little bit hair on the hook, and it has also the line of the angulation, and that's very important. And here I'm showing you again in yellow to see the importance of the hook and the lines it has there. So don't make the hook straight, also make it in an angle. And it's not because this is a commercial clip that you don't have to leave some style and some angulation. So also think about the angulations. Now his body is done, and I'm just gonna take off the attachment comb, put it back, and take the biggest one I have. And since Leo needs to be commercial, I'm gonna do something which I've never done before, and I'm just gonna do his legs with the attachment combs. And it's actually fun to do, and it's guaranteed success, because now the legs are going to be nice and round, and whatever I do, I'm going to have the same length everywhere, and I don't need to think anymore about round because automatically the legs will be round. It's definitely saving me a lot of time. Today we're also going to do Theo's head totally with these blades. And it's not too late yet because now I see his neck is still too long. Go back to my yellow one to make the neck a bit shorter. And we can also do the ears. So doing the ears, I always hold my hand under the ear and I'm like shaving on top of the ear. And here there's like not a lot coming off, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go back now to the attachment point and just go over the head again. Make it also everywhere just as long. Right. Here you see me combing all the hair down, but I'm actually using a special comb. I'm using the scissoring comb now, just to make sure all the hairs are nicely straight. And this is a very extreme fine comb with very fine teeth, and the teeth are very narrow to each other, and actually when you do that you can move them. That's how fine they are, and you can twist them. You know, it's not for sure not a comb for detangling, but it's just a comb, a very good comb for combing the coat before scissoring. And now Theo is ready for some scissoring. I've just combed everything down, and I'm just now gonna go around the foot and just scissor the first cut. And I'm just gonna go. Here is my line, which I done with my trimmer. And now I have to do the same thing, just by combing everything downwards, just to make sure I have all the hairs with me. And now I'm just gonna comb all the hairs upwards, so I'm putting in slow motion. I'm actually putting my comb in, I'm turning and taking it back out. Now again a bit more upwards and lifting. Now I'm going there in and lifting. And there and lifting. So now if I would touch it, I would have to start again, because here now the points are not again straight because I touched it. So before you scissor, you have to constantly lift up the coat, and this is how we lift the coat. So now this part is lifted, but I'm also going to lift this part. I'm also going to lift this part. And I'm also going to turn around and lift the back part. So now I can gently put his foot down and do the front bevel. I'm using a small scissor to do that because I like doing that with a small scissor. And I'm just going to go around and around. Now I'm going to go on the other side and do the back part. Voila. Okay, I'm going to start downwards, lift it, lift it, lift it gently, and again. For me, it's very important to see the leg from a certain point, and I like working on the sides. Like now I'm working here, and I'm working also here. But for me, if I want to scissor the front part, I'm going to go to the side and then scissor from the side. So actually, I'm now going to do this part. But when I want to scissor here, I will stand, or I'm going to stand more to the back. So I see the side and then I can do the side. Never straight front, because there you don't really see what you're doing. So now the bottom part is like nearly finished. And now you see me working with a bigger scissor. This is because Theo has a very big coat, as we've seen, but his hair is also quite thick. So I'm using a scissor with a wider blade, and it's approximately 20 centimeters. It's an Ergoline from Yento, and this scissor works very well. It's a very strong scissor, and it's very comfortable. It doesn't strain, or it's very soft in use, and it's just a very good scissor to have. So now you see me working on the neck, because for me this is like one part. I normally go very short here and here, so to make like the chest and the chest come out, and then to make the shoulder, the line of the shoulder. So also with Theo, I'm going to go really short, and if you forget, I always go very short where the ear falls. So naturally where the ear falls, I go like extremely short. Now you can actually see a bit of his line. So now it's like going in quite short here where I'm scissoring now, and then his chest, and then I'm gonna go short to there to make his leg come out even more. So it's not because you are using attachment combs that you cannot style the dogs afterwards. So this is the Quick Fix spray, ideal for dematting, but also to use as a scissoring spray. The only thing I don't like is the spray, because it's like very much product coming out. But the simple thing is, this is a spray bottle, and this is actually a micro misting bottle, and if you use this one, it's gonna be like an aerosol. So for scissoring we need like an aerosol type of spray. So I've just taken the Quick Fix and put it in the other's micro mist spray. And just put a little bit of product and then comb. And by doing this, the hair is like a little humid, and the points will stand upwards better, and you will see where you have to like work on, and it's going to make your job easier. again I can just spray a little. Scissoring is actually very easy. Let me show you how I'm holding my scissor. So I'm holding my scissor very light. It's actually, I'm like doing this with my hand and without any stress or anything, and the only thing I'm moving is my thumb. So this is actually the movement which I'm doing, but let me show you. I put my fingers in my scissor, and then I put my thumb here like this movement. It's like a little pin set, and then I like put my scissor in where my finger is folding, and I put my two fingers on top of the scissor. It means if you hold your scissor like that, your scissor can still move, but if you hold your scissor like this and then you lift this finger a bit up, this is like a straight line, and then you have like a corner here, and as you can see, I'm only using my thumb to go up and down. And now from another side, I'm only using my thumb to go up, to move the scissor up and down. I suggest buying good scissors, because the scissors is determining your work. And if you have a sharp scissor, you can go through the coat with any problems. If you are using a scissor which is not sharp enough, you like have to use your muscles a lot to go through the coat, and that's absolutely what we don't want, because imagine you have to like a scissor and strain on your scissor to cut the hair. It means that you won't be able to finish correctly, because you constantly have to like push your scissors. Actually, the blade has to be very sharp, the metal has to be good, and your scissor, you like have to open your scissor and close it, and the scissor has to do the work and not your muscles. So yes, you are like opening and closing, but you're not straining the scissor. The scissor needs to be very sharp, and then you can like go from downwards upwards. And here we come to another point, because as you can see, like the body here is rounded. So now I'm gonna have questions. Why don't you use curved scissors? Well, it's very easy. I was learning how to scissor with straight scissors, and once you do this, and I'm used to doing this, but some people prefer curved scissors. I don't, although I do use them sometimes. Let me go and get some curved scissors. This is a curved scissor. It works very well, but I'm gonna do a small part with the curved scissor, and as soon as I can, I'm gonna use my straight scissors again, because I'm not a curved scissor person. I prefer straight scissors. So I just wanted to show you. Many people are asking me why I'm using straight scissors and when I'm using chunkers. It's very easy to make the difference between very short and very long. I can use the chunkers, and let me go and get one. And now the difference between long and short is very quickly done with the chunker. Also for finishing, it's very easy to finish with the chunker, although many people use the straight scissors to finish and other people use the chunker. If you are having not much experience, it's also possible you scissor on the comb to finish, and that's also a possibility. As long as you get the finish you like, all works. So now I'm just continuing a bit with the chunkers to finish. Here I really like to use the chunker. So I'm just going around the ears and I can hold the skin with my thumb. So I can just go scissor around. Just be careful you don't cut the ear here. And now I'm just going to take a line from the eyes to the ears. And I'm going to hold my scissor like flat. I'm going to hold the ear flap and just go above the ear to after the ear and towards the neck. Let the ear fall and just go like this. And just all the hairs which I like sticking out too much, I'm gonna make them a bit shorter. Now this side. Now I'm scissoring this, but I can also use the clipper to do this. As it's nearly finished, I'm just going to continue scissoring. So now I would just take the ears and just go combing the hair down once more, just to make sure I have all the little hairs from the inside. So this is going to be like a very teddy bear-like ear. Now I can finish the top part of the head. So first I'm going to make sure that the two sides are exactly the same, and I'm always going to go from down upwards. So what you don't see is I'm holding the nose not like this, not like this, but always like horizontal, the nose back, and then I'm like scissoring at the back of the head, and I'm scissoring that also straight, so horizontal, vertical. This is like my guide to scissor the head of the poodles. And the last bit I'm going to do is the top bit. So I'm just going to go over. Here it's very important that you go like first forward. So this part is like a cap, and it's very important you keep that cap. That can absolutely not disappear. So here I'm trying to comb everything downwards and then like follow the hair and then stop here, lift but not turn like this or like that, and just go around with the scissor. I can't really style very much here because it needs to be short, but I can just behind the legs go at the same direction of the pads, or that way upwards. I can make it really short. And here again I can take my very long scissor with my long blades to do the inside. So here it's important to go really short in an angle of 45 degrees. So angle here, short. So here the back of the tail is also going to go short. So now we're gonna make a rounding here, so you see like a round bun. And then lift the leg, and I'm gonna take this part here. I'm gonna try to go short here. Voila. And when I'm working around his private part, I'm just going to hold them away from my scissors, gently. So this part is important to be at an angle, and then to create like his leg. And now here I'm just going to spray a bit with the mister and the quick fix spray, and then I can lift all the hair and do the last part. And go over all the bits which are still sticking out. Just going to spray again a bit more. Here I just combed everything downwards, and now I'm just following the point and making it round, but I'm also going to do that and like twist it. I don't really want to point, but I don't also have like a stump where it stops, scissor the parts which are sticking out too much. So this part like 45 degrees, and then like make a nice strong round bum here. So this is a finished Theo. And let me show you how long he was to start with, and now how long he still is. So as you can see with the attachment comb, you don't have to go like shaving or very short, and you can still, although it's very commercial, you can still have a very nice groom. I'm very excited to show you the before and the after pictures of Theo. I think there's a huge difference. Here you see all the befores and the after. I've enjoyed grooming Theo very much. He's a wonderful dog with a wonderful temperament. Thank you very much for watching this video. I've enjoyed Theo very much with all my passion. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to write them down below. We will answer them with just as much passion. If you want to subscribe to our channel and get a notification, you can just by clicking down below on the bell. And please enjoy grooming your children, your dogs, as much as possible, and see you next time.